Hi there and welcome to our third session of today from our live crafting party. I'm just gonna check that we're live and I'm on my page. Yes, we are. Hooray! So, been on twice before already today and now it's time for session number 3. Oh my goodness. Hi Kat, first in the door. Well done. Hi Lynn, welcome. We've got another session now where I'm going to be doing some crafting with the Beautiful World stamp set and dies. But before we get going, just leave me a comment to say hi. I can see Kat and Lynn are here, but if you're here, just say hi. It's been great fun so far today on my page. I've had fun, but you guys have been doing all the work. So, hi Sue, welcome. I hope you've enjoyed the scavenger hunt and the safari. Some of you managed to pick up a prize just now with my prize patrol. I posted the first 3 people who commented got a sampler paper pack, but actually 5 people commented. So who am I to say no to people, eh? Hi Fran, welcome. So, and I also noticed that quite a few of you have chosen your numbers for tonight's bingo, so that's fantastic. If you haven't already done so, the post is pinned at the top of the page. So just go in there and in the comments, just pick any 5 numbers between 1 and 25. Hi Doreen, welcome, good to see you. And just pick any 5 numbers between 1 to 25 and then join me back here at 8 o'clock and we'll have some bingo where I'll be giving away 3 £20 vouchers for my online shop and some other prizes. I'll be giving away some prizes for the scavenger and safaris today, and I'll be doing some crafting as well, so it's going to be a really fun night. Hi Sue, hi Emma. Great to see you all. So let's get cracking, shall we? So if you missed it earlier today, because I know obviously, not all of you are just stuck to Facebook all day long. I did a video at the beginning of the day, which was a walkthrough of the catalogue. So when you get time, if you haven't seen it already, do go and check that out and watch it back. And then I also did a crafting session with the Lovely Flowers stamp set and punch bundle. That was earlier today as well. So again, if you missed it, watch it back on the replay at your leisure, and hope you enjoy it. As said, if you missed the scavenger hunt or the safari, they're still going ahead. There's still time to join in. So as I say, I know some of you are coming and going during the day, so do make sure to do that. Thanks for sharing, Lynn, and you've just reminded me, if you'd share the video, I'd really appreciate it. It's good for me, but also, when you share the video, you get 3 entries into my big prize draw. The results I'll be announcing on my Facebook Live on Tuesday, but the top prize is a kit of your choice from the new catalogue, and then the second prize is a pack of the Honeybee Designer Series paper. That's from our celebration promotion earlier this year. And the third prize is the Sending You Thoughts stamp set. So just quickly before we get started, I just want to remind you how to enter or get entries into that prize draw. There's lots of ways that you can do it, and a number of you have gotten lots of entries for yourselves already. So the first way to do it is if you sign up as a demonstrator with me, you get 20 entries, and there's a super sign up offer on at the moment where normally you get to pick £130 worth of stuff for just 99. That's still there, but you also get to pick a stamp set and die bundle or a stamp set and punch bundle of your choice. And I think the most expensive die bundle in the catalogue is £55, so that's a super deal. So if you sign up with me, you'll get 20 entries. I'll post the link on my page so you can go look on my website, find out all about it. If you've got any questions, just ask me. I'm here all day and I'll answer them. The second way to enter is to join my monthly stamp club. And again, I've posted links with all of that, but I'll post them again. You get 10 entries for that. If you place an order by Monday using the special host code that I've posted, Then you also get 10 entries into the draw. So some of you have already done that. Thank you very much. If you sign up for my paper share, you get 5 entries. And again, the details are all on here. At the end of this evening, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all of those links and everything right back at the top of the page so you can see them. They've kind of gotten mixed up in between all of the other things that have been going on today. It's been super busy on the page, which is great. So that's the paper share. The other way, like I just said, if you share the video, then you get 3 entries. So please do share, which is great. And then any of your commenting or joining in or anything like that earns you an entry as well. So there's lots and lots of ways to join in and to get an entry. And I will announce the winners at my Facebook Live next Tuesday. Okay, so I think that's it. Yep, now let's get on with some crafting, shall we? Let's see who we've got. Oh, we've got a new person. We've got Amy. Excellent. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you all here. So, this time round, we're going to be using the Beautiful World stamp set and the World Matte dies. Now, that belongs to a gorgeous suite in the catalogue. Let me just grab it and show you. So, World of Good suite. So let me just show you all the stuff that's in it. So this is where you'll find it in the catalogue on pages 24 and 25. So in addition to the stamp set and coordinating dies, you've also got this fantastic designer series paper. There's some gorgeous ribbon, embellishments. There's this beautiful embossing folder. So there's lots of gorgeous stuff here. And of course, look, you've got so many ideas and inspiration in how to use this particular set. So I'm going to do a little bit like I did this morning. I'm going to start with a really simple card. So let's say you didn't have the dies, you just had the stamp set. I'm going to make a card that just with some stamping, and then I'll do 2 others which are a little bit more stepped up, a little bit more complex, and we'll just see how we go. Hi, Kathy. Hi Amy, thank you everybody. Right, let's get going. So let's start with the super simple one, okay? Now, so I'm going to start with a very vanilla card base. Okay, there you go. And then we've got an early espresso layer, and then we've got a very vanilla layer, okay? And the colours that we're going to be using are early espresso, Sahara sand, and night of navy. Okay, so let's just grab our stamp set. I'm going to sit down for this one. So we're going to use the globe and the feather and the compass, and then this image which says life is a beautiful journey. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. Let's open up our ink pads. So have you guys been enjoying the catalogue so far? Let me know what you think, what your favourites are, what you've been enjoying. Love to hear that. Oh, that one's a bit small. Okay, so we've got our globe. We've got our feather. We've got our sentiment. And I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use this. I'll just have to, I'm going to ink it up just in case. Okay, so, and I think for this one, I'm also going to use just a little bit of ribbon. Okay, so this is this gorgeous new faux suede ribbon. It's early espresso. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love this. It's just really a touch of luxury. So let's start. What do I want to do? Yes, so I might use the ribbon. I'll think about it. Can you tell that I've really planned this card out super well? We'll just have to see how this one goes, okay? So we're using Sahara sand first of all, and I'm going to stamp my globe. I don't know if you can see that. Let's make a bit of space. There we go. That's better. Okay. Ooh. There you go. So I'm just going to stamp my globe just about here. And I've just decided that I'm not going to use the ribbon. I'm going to do it later. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp the Life's a Beautiful Journey in Early Espresso. Oh, Doreen, you haven't got your catalogue yet. Oh my word. It should be on its way to you. Should have received it by now. And I even checked the postcode, because you know sometimes I have a problem with your postcode. But there's an online version that you can enjoy in the meantime. Okay, there we go. Life's Beautiful Journey. And then we're going to take our compass. And I want to scrap. Hang on a second. Where is it? There we go. Because I want to stamp off my compass. And I want to just stamp that there. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to take my black Stampin' Right marker. Now, normally I'd use Early Espresso. Hi, Anne. Welcome. We're just on the first card, so you haven't missed much. So normally on this, I'd use my Early Espresso or my Night of Navy, but I don't have all my markers with me at the moment, so I'm just going to make do with the black. So it should be fine. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, I challenged myself, well, I didn't really, but I've decided I've challenged myself to do a video without using without using Wink of Stella. Okay, now I'm having to resist hard, because what I'd really like to do right now is to spritz or splatter with my Wink of Stella, but I am going to resist. And besides which, this is quite a masculine card, so it's probably best that I don't. But even though it's a masculine card, I am going to add some rhinestones to it, because I just have to have just a little bit of bling. Okay, so I'm just going to put one in the center there, and in fact I think I might leave it at that. I'm going to restrain myself, okay, because this is supposed to be just a super simple card. Okay, Kat, yes, I think you are going to be converted to this one. It's just so lovely. And of course, with Father's Day coming up, masculine cards, or anybody who, you know, when we're finally allowed to travel again, this would be great. Or if you're scrapbooking from your holidays or anything like that, I think it's super. So now I'm going to get my dimensionals. Here we go. I'm just going to pop this up. Oh, Doreen, I'm glad you've been able to see the online version at least. It's not as good as the real life thing. You just can't beat it. I just love playing around with the book, marking in it and writing notes and imagining what I'm going to have. Yes, I'm using very vanilla cat. So I'm just going for the kind of vintage look. So there we go. There is card number 1. Super simple and easy. So like that, A, if you want a super simple card. B, if you haven't got a die cutting machine, or you have no wish to have a die cutting machine, then it's great. And also, you know, if you're new to stamping, then it's just a really simple card without having to have a ton of supplies. Because I know how difficult it can be when you're starting out. You know, you can to make a simple card, you need about £300 worth of kit to make one card. And somehow we think that making our homemade cards is going to save us money. But I think we all know different, don't we, ladies? Right, so that's card number 1. Now, for card number 2, okay, just going to make it a little bit more complicated. Well, complicated's not really the right word. Just a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for, ladies? My brain is dying. Oh, stepped up, I suppose. Okay, so I'm going to take this. So what I've got here is I've got a strip of one of the sheets of the designer series paper here. So this big sheet has like a, if I've got a piece of it, rather than trying to describe it to you, let me just get you one so I can show you. So it's this. So you've got all the, I don't know if you can see it there, but they're like the signs of the zodiac very lightly. This is the beautiful Misty Moonlight Blue. I love this. And then it's gold. So again, you kind of look at that and you go, that would make a great scrapbook page, but what would I use it for on a card? Because the design's really quite big. But simply just cutting it down and just a tiny little strip. Now the back of it is gorgeous too. The back of it is just like that. It's like an old worn parchment script. It's really, really lovely. But we're going to use this bit for the moment. Okay, and then we've got a layer of that Misty Moonlight, which is beautiful. And then we've got a corresponding piece of the Very Vanilla. Need to channel the less is more concept. Do you know what, Anne? Even though the cards look simple, sometimes it's actually harder to make a simple card than a complicated card. Because when you pare back what's on there has to really shine and work. And I think I mentioned it earlier today. I think when we've got the with the color coordination that we have, that really makes that easy because everything just ties together so beautifully. So like here, the fact that the card color is exactly the same color as the ink just pulls it together, which is really important. When you've not got many elements on a card, then all of them need to work well and need to work well together. Right, so for this one, I'm going to do a bit of background stamping, right? So on our base, okay, I'm going to use our globe. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp this. Let's see, what am I going to do? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to stamp it all over. I think I'm just going to do it in the two corners like so. Okay, this is going to go on the back. No, I'm going to do it a bit more. So I'm just going to stamp it all around. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and then I'm going to take this bit. Now, if I had my new inks, I would use the Misty Moonlight ink, but we don't. But Night of Navy is reasonably close, so I'm going to use that instead. And then on here, I'm just going to ink up all the compasses. Okay, and in fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them in the blue, and I'm going to do the Sahara Sand as well, just for a little bit of extra interest. Because we can kind of overlap them then. As I said, you can tell that I've really planned this card out really in advance, can't you? Right, so we want one here, here, here. Oh, do you see my mistake there? I stamped on my Sahara Sand, and I should have stamped on my Night of Navy. But that's all right. I'll show you in a second how to fix it. Do you know what? I don't like this. Don't like how this is working, ladies. So let's start this again. It's what happens when you change your mind halfway through. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm stamping it so that I'm actually leaving a bit of room for my other colours, or other colour. Okay, that looks better. And now what I'm going to do is there. Just put a few around the edge. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Right, so there we go. So there's our panel here, and then I'm going to take a scrap. Let's see if we've got one here. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp my globe again. I'll stamp this in Sahara sand. Okay. And I'm going to take the You Mean the World to Me image. And this is sized to go over the top of this one. I'm going to stamp over the top in my Night of Navy. And let's make sure you can see that. There we go. You make the world a better place. That's what it says. Okay, now there's a circle in this die set that cuts out this globe, which is here. But if you didn't have the die set, then you just use a circle punch, or you could just stamp it on a square. Okay, so let me just quickly cut that out. Okay, there we go. And I've changed my mind. Again, I've changed my mind again. Have I changed my mind? Have I changed my mind, ladies? No, I'm going to leave it like this. What I am going to do there, that's what I want. So I'm going to stick this down across the back. Okay. And then I've cut it a little bit longer than my card. I'm just going to trim it off. Oh, what am I doing? We want it here, don't we? There we go. I'll take that glue off the back in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my silicone mat, that way it won't stick to my card. There we go. Now I'm going to trim it. So once the glue dries, I'll use my adhesive remover, this, and it'll just get rid of it. So that'll be fine. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm just going to glue this. Which side did I want? I wanted this side. I'm going to glue this on to the Misty Moonlight panel. Okay, now you know why I've struggled with this, guys, is because there's so much texture on this one, and that's not my normal style. So it's a bit of a departure for me, but that's okay. It's good to try and bless you. Thank you, ladies. Ooh, here we go. There we are. So now I'm going to take that ribbon, okay, and I'm going to, take some snail, pop it in the center here, like that, and I'm going to just create a little, like a zigzag. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop my globe up on some dimensionals. There we go. Okay, and then again, even though it's quite a masculine card, I just want to put a few little gems. There we go. And let's put one down here. So there we have it. The card that fought back. Okay, so that's our second card. Quite pleased with how that one turned out in the end, actually. So again, no special equipment needed, but a little bit more stepped up than this one. Okay, but the next one we're going to do, I'm going to go to town a little bit, guys. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one. We're just going to create a lot of texture on this next card. Okay, so let's just clear some space and bring in our bits. Okay, so we're going to start with the same basic layout as the first one. Okay, so we've got our very vanilla card base. And then we have our early espresso piece. And then this piece I'm going to emboss. Okay, and I'm going to use the Tasteful Textile, this new embossing folder. Okay, so we'll just quickly pop that. I'm going to run that through the Big Shot, just 1 second. Now we have this beautiful texture. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on there. And then I'm going to bring in my scrap, which was here somewhere. Where's it gone? Here it is. Okay, and I'm going to stamp some of the same elements that we had here. All right, so we'll bring back in, and in the same kind of colours. So we've got our globe. Stamp that in Sahara sand. Okay, I'm going to stamp my compass in Night of Navy. Okay, and then I'm also going to stamp the Yes, are you still with me? Okay, let's see, can you see me now on my back? Let's have a look. Okay, back. Yay, I just had a WhatsApp call trying to come through on my phone and that just messes it up. So let me just cut these pieces out 1 second. Grab that. Where's that circle going that I had? Here it is. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my layering circles, which are these, and I think it's going to be this circle here. Should do the trick. Actually, yeah. Let's try that one. Alrighty. Everything's going everywhere. Never mind. Okay, here we are, and then we also want our sentiment, but I want the Tasteful Labels dies, which is another new set of dies, and I'm going to use the this should do the trick. Okay, I'm just going to bring back my scrap. Okay, and I'm going to stamp "The Life is a Beautiful Journey" in early espresso. And I'm going to stamp it without smudging it. There you go, and then I'm going to stamp the just in the background. I'm just going to stamp the globe, and I'm also going to stamp the feather, but I'm going to stamp off on that. No, not going to do that. Okay, and then where did I put my... There's the die. I'll just cut this out. I'll be right back. Right, here we go. Alright, so let's just close some of these up. Okay. And then my circle didn't quite cut out right, so I'm just going to trim it. So again, if you haven't got the dies for something, if it's a fairly straightforward shape, then you can always just cut it out. Okay, there we go. And then again, I'm going to use this gorgeous ribbon. Alright, so let's stick our embossed piece to our early espresso piece. So when you've got a lot of texture like this, you can see I'm putting a good bit more glue than I normally would on here. Okay, and that's just so that we make sure that all of that texture is stuck down properly. Yes, and this is a really nice embossing folder. As I say, the subtle embossing folder is my favourite, but this is a close second. And a really close third is this one, which is what the folder that actually goes with this suite, which is the woven or old paper or something like that. Okay, so we're going to do like we did before. Okay, I'm just going to put some Snell. The reason I like to put Snell when I'm putting my ribbon down is that it allows me to kind of pick the ribbon up and move it around and play around with it without it getting, whereas with double-sided tape it just gets a bit sticky sometimes, and then glue just gets in the way. So that I can lay that down, I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Like so, and then we're just going to add some of these bits around. Okay, I'm going to put that down there, and then here we go. And we've got a little ink pot. Okay, so let's and I think because of the way my ribbon is falling, I'm not going to bother with the ink pot, because sticking it down is just going to be a pain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue. Just stick these down. Like so. A bit like that. Go. We'll trim our piece. And then I'm going to spritz like I did before. So I'm just going to get some scrap. Embossing folder, yeah, there you go, Kat. You can see it, it's basically just like a textile. Reminds me of like a Harris tweed sort of textile finish. It's really, really lovely. Okay, and then I'm just going to spritz with my black. Okay, and then let's add in, like I said, I know it's a masculine kind of card, but I think it's just nice to add a few little bits of bling. We'll pop one here, I think. There we go. And then we're going to pop all of that onto our card base. There we go. Okay, there we are. So there we have it. Lots and lots of texture and elements on that one. Okay, so let's bring it in. So there we go. Yes, and you could definitely sponge over the top to get some colour going. In fact, let's do that, shall we? Let's just emboss a piece and see how it works. Okay. Alright, here we go. So let's grab a brush and some scrap. I'm not sure what colour is on this brush. Not a lot. So let's grab some soft suede because we want. Okay, and then so we've got, you can see there's two sides, one where it's debossed and one where it's embossed. So let's have a go, shall we? Okay. So just very lightly. Let's just sponge over, and I'm being super, super light with this so that I don't catch a lot of it. You could ink up your embossing folder, but I think you'd get a heavier impression. So there we go. That's it, inked over the top. What do you think of that, guys? And again, you could blend it. So for example, I've used soft suede. Could add in a little bit of early espresso, just to give it a bit of a blend. There we go. What do you think? Is that what you were expecting? It's kind of cool, isn't it? But again, I've used this to get like a really vintagey effect, but equally you could use it with any colour. I think it looked really nice with a bright card, or I think it looked lovely, just crisp white as well. You know, you guys know how much I love crisp white. So there we have it. There are our 3 cards. Let me bring them back in. So we've got our 1, 2, where's the third one? You should see the state of my desk, guys, because I've been doing so much today. There we go. So that's card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. So let me know which one is your favourite in the comments below. Love them all, but the first is my favourite. I think the first is my favourite too, but then I'm a clean and simple kind of girl. But some of us like the more grungy, vintagey look as well. But I just wanted to show you that it can do both, because all of the samples in the catalogue are very vintagey, very high on the old texture front. Whereas here you can still achieve that look without going completely over the top. All of them. All of them is a cop-out. You have to pick one. But before I go, I just wanted to show you a couple of things. So there's two dies in here which are quite interesting. I've got some bits on them here. So this one here, okay, it cuts out, or it doesn't cut out a border, it just cuts into your piece. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, so it'd make a nice border, but it doesn't cut out the piece, so that's nice. And then this piece here doesn't cut, it embosses. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it goes that way actually. So apparently it's actually coordinates, map coordinates. So again, that's just a really nice way to add a little bit of texture to your card without going for the whole full-on embossed look. There we go. So let's have a look what we got. First one, second one. I think the first one is winning it today. Let me open it up. There we go. Okay, so that's it for this session. The big one is tonight at 8, which is bingo night, and we'll be also doing some crafting, and there'll be more prizes. So stick around. Thank you again for joining me on this one. Remember to share if you haven't already, and I'll see you all at 8. Oh, and if you haven't picked your bingo numbers, make sure to do so by 7 o'clock. See you all later. Bye.